So what we're going to do now is look at the polynomials functions. And we want to be able to write a polynomial in what's called standard form. And in standard form, we're looking at the exponents, and we want to put in descending order. That means we want the degree of the polynomial with the highest first and then go down from there. So we want to look, and we want to make sure we only have one variable. So let's look at our first example here. The first example has goes start with a 5, but then we go down to a 3, and it goes down to a 2, and it goes down to a 1 and a 0. So it's in descending order. There's only one variable, x. So the degree of it is the highest one. So the degree is 5, because that's the highest, which we've done before. But now the leading coefficient is whatever number is in front of that highest degree. So the leading coefficient is 8. That's the number that's in front. That's not an exponent. Now if we look at this other polynomial, it has 2 letters, and since it's not one variable, we don't have this. So this is not a polynomial in one variable. And since it is that way, we don't need to do anything beyond that, because we're not going to find the degree or leading coefficient at this time. Now we're going to evaluate polynomial functions. Evaluate just simply means putting a number that's given to us into our polynomial for the variable. So in this case, we want to refer to the beginning of the lesson. So here's our formula, our polynomial. And we want to find the volume. So volume is this. And it gives us our time. So t stands for time. So we're going to substitute the 2 in for the t. So if we substitute the 2 in for the t, negative 0.037 be 2 cubed plus 0.52 times 2 squared plus 0.173 times 2. If we do the math of that, we will get a negative 0.2996 plus 0.608 plus 0.346, and that will end up equaling, let me go ahead and do that math real quick, 0.608 plus 0.346 minus 0.296 equals 0.658. 0.658, since it's seconds, it's 0.6258. So that's how long it would take the volume of air in the lungs in the respiratory cycle. So there's our answer. Now, that we've done before. So the next type of problem is one where we're going to substitute a whole phrase, or a whole expression, I mean, and then simplify. So here's our function that's given to us. So the first thing we're going to do is substitute 3c minus 4 everywhere we see an x. So 3c minus 4 squared plus 2 times 3c minus 4 minus 3. So that's the first part. The second part, and let's go ahead and get that answer. So we're going to go through this. This is just FOIL. So this will become 9c squared minus 24c plus 16 plus 6c minus 8 minus 3. If I combine my like terms, I end up with 9c squared. And the negative 24c and the 6 will give us a minus 18c. And the 16 minus 8 minus 3 gives us a plus 5. So just this first part is 9c squared minus 18c plus 5. Now we're going to do the other part, and I'll do that in another color here. I'm going to do the 5c. So I'm going to substitute c into the function, and I'm going to multiply that all by 5. So if I substitute the c in, it's c squared plus 2c minus 3. And I'm going to multiply that by 5 because that's the function part. So this is 5c squared plus 10c minus 15. Now, it says to subtract this from the first one. So I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to line up my like terms. Minus 15. And I'm going to subtract all of that. So when I do that, I will end up with 4c squared. This will be a minus 28c, and this will be plus 20. And so this whole function will equal this particular polynomial.